Hello everyone and welcome back inside of the Rogers studio for another segment of North Stars Noise. I'm your host, Matt Sanderson. The OLA Sr B North Stars right now sitting in third place in the league with 8 points. They're 4-2 on the season. Their last 3 games have all been at the Bayshore, and they've won 2 of those 3 games in Owen Sound. And it's a pretty exciting time for the North Stars, as like I said, they seem like they're getting into a little bit of a groove of things as of late. Let's take a look at their victory from last Friday night over the KW Velocity.
A staple here with the North Stars. Takes a shot. That one missed just wide, and they score! Early on, Pat Saunders scoops up the rebound. Works one way, as Davis Prince now. Prince gonna fire, fakes, shots, they score! What a great chance here. They score! Jeff Ivy. Yeah. As we say that, great ball movement, Milnes to Sabolics. Sabolics fire, scores! Travis Sabolics. That open lane originally, but then he works back the other way and scores just like that, but he comes up with those tricky plays. It's a comfortable 4-1 lead right now as time winds down, and they score! Unbelievable! Over, and Lachlan Elder with a burst of speed to Colson. Colson fires and scores with the fake. He does a good job with getting his boys set. Great chance there. Ivy almost had his hat trick goal. He gets his rebound and scores! Miss wide. Kunderman shoots and scores! With just a wee bit over halfway through the second period. And as I say that, ball now. 9:04 left to go, and he scores! Archie bring this one into his end. On at the point, working this ball quite nicely. Davis now, he'll shoot and fires! Scores! To KW's end. Maudsley and Saunders gonna go back and forth. There's now MacLoed. Scores! Colin Maudsley. Side there by Pat Saunders. Saunders to Sabolics. Sabolics across. They score! What a pretty passing play. And Jeff Ivy. Back and forth. Great chance there as Ivy just missed it. Maudsley fires and scores. There's a hat trick for Colin Maudsley. On the power. And Colin Maudsley. This is now a 4-goal game. Senior B North Stars, and they come away with a 10-6 victory.
So obviously you see a lot of scoring in that game, 16 goals between the two teams. Jeff Ivy coming away with 4 goals on the night. Colin Maudsley actually had a hat trick for himself. So overall the North Stars scoring, and they have done in the last couple seasons, and even in their last couple games, when they score and they get on a roll, they certainly do that. In fact, they like to score in bunches. And if that shows any attest to what the scoring could be like throughout the season, well, it's going to be an exciting time in Owen Sound for North Stars Lacrosse. Now taking a look at the standings, the Six Nations Rivermen right now tied with the Oakville Titans. Both of those two teams have 10 points. The Owen Sound Senior B North Stars in second place with 8 points. The Brooklyn Merchants, they've got 6 points. The Ennismore James gang has 4 points. In the KW Velocity, here's a shocker. Their first 2 points of the season and in their entire franchise. Yes, they are 1-6 officially. They got their first win of the season and their first franchise win ever. So congratulations to the KW Velocity. North Stars fans happy that it did not come against them, but nonetheless, still a win for the Velocity. Taking a look around the league at scoring, Dylan Goddard of the Brooklyn Merchants leading the way right now, only 1 point above on Brandon Slade from the Oakville Titans. Goddard's got 30 points, Slade with 29. Matthew Van Galen has 25 points there. Dan Michel of the Ennismore James gang, he's got 24, and then it's a three-way tie with 22 points. Six Nations Rivermen also have Brendan Muse with 21 points, and Graham Bergsma of Brooklyn, he has 21 points, and Ryan McRory of Ennismore has 20 points. Now let's flip over to Owen Sound scoring, and yes, they might not be in the top 10, but Pat Saunders right now leading the way, and boy oh boy, isn't he having a great debut season. 13 points for himself, 7 goals, 6 assists, and then Travis Sabolik's certainly moved up there too. He's got 12 points, 6 and 6 in the goal and assist category. Colin Maudsley, Matt MacLeod, and Zach Thompson all with 10 points. Lachlan Elder with 9, Jeff Ivey, Todd Greer both have 8 points. Robbie Milnes with 7, and then Curtis Gibbons with 6 points there. And as I mentioned earlier, the fact of the matter is, yes, the Owen Sound North Stars, they might not be in the top 10 right now in scoring. But the case is, you see the even scoring across the team. That sets up a very good team overall, especially going later on into the season. Now we're going to go over to our segment of Reach the Stars with our first one of the year with Mike MacLeod.
Mike, I want to ask you, outside of lacrosse, what do you do in your spare time?
Well, actually, I currently work with the Catholic School Board as an educational assistant, and previously was a child and youth worker, so dealing with young kids and behaviors, and I also work with community living here in town part-time, so keeps me busy.
You've been in this league for a number of years. If you had a moment in your mind that was one of your most favorites, what would it be?
Probably going back about, 10 years actually this year. Our first President's Cup championship out west in Sherwood Park.
Now, I hear that you enjoy a variety of music. What would you say with music it would be your favorite?
I don't really have a favorite genre, but I usually just put on the top playlists. Not very good with musician names and songs, but I'll listen to about anything.
And out here on the floor, in the locker room, though, who is the funniest guy?
Well, we got a few. I'd like to think I'm one of them, but between Drew Quinlan and Dean Nixon is probably the funniest. Our so-called fighter. He wasn't here tonight. He's away, but he's got a lot of good stories and a lot of funny jokes. So.
And outside of lacrosse, sports-wise, do you play any other sports?
I used to play hockey, junior B level. Played a little bit senior A with Shell Lake, but body's getting a little worn down, so I just stick to lacrosse these days. The odd time I get out for golf, but I'm not a very good golfer.
You'll see plenty more of those segments throughout the North Stars Noise episodes as we bring them on later, or throughout the season, sorry. Mike MacLeod there, great interview, and he's a very down-to-earth guy. He certainly, though, makes a statement and makes his mark on the floor when he's out there playing with his team. He's going to be a person that you definitely have to keep your eye on throughout the rest of the season. Well, that does it for this episode of North Stars Noise. Stay with us. We have a lot more coming your way throughout the rest of the season. Thank you very much for joining us.